Y'all ready for a Babish video? I've been loving these Babish videos, bro.
Mr. Squidward, come look. Don't that look appetizing?
Hell no. All these damn vegetables, bruh. For a burger? Alright.
Wait, give me an orange patty with extra purple.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Binging with Babish, where this week we're finally taking a look at
I'm
Patties.
guessing...
Now, the late, great Stephen Hillenburg, creator of SpongeBob, specified that Krabby Patties are meatless. So, as you can see, I have the entire vegetable kingdom strewn before.
Man. Meatless? Going back to stuff that started in Dallas discussion. 7-Eleven? 7-Eleven started in Dallas? All right. Let them cook? I guess. I was going to say, like, I'm guessing all the vegetables is how they got the color, but there's no meat. So the vegetable is the meat. The fuck?
For me. But before we can make any pastel...
What did you think they were made out of? Drowned cows? Drowned cows? You could at least said dyed cows. The fuck?
Patties, we have to make some brilliant buns. Now, my first instinct was to recreate the brightly colored, barely browning bread from the Brood Witch episode. Now, not only did the egg wash used to adhere the sesame seeds to the bun cause the bun to brown, but late that night I awoke in a cold sweat, remembering that eggs are not vegan. And on the off chance that's what he meant, I decided to start over with a lean burger bun dough. We're starting with 510 grams of bread flour in a large bowl, to which we're going to add 10 grams of instant yeast, 30 grams of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of kosher salt that we're going to regular size whisk together to make sure that everything is evenly distributed throughout the flour, before adding 275 ml of water and 60 ml of neutral flavored oil like vegetable or canola, mixing together at first by spatula and then by hand until combined into a shaggy yet homogeneous dough. Normally we would now want to knead this within an inch of its life until...
That looks like a lot. Just making dough, that was a lot. Like, just for some damn bread on that ass. From scratch. Now, I guess that's why people just buy made already. But he want to get that thing from scratch. You make your bread from scratch, you make your bun from scratch. Yeah, it's going to take you at least 20 minutes just to do that. Bread is a chore to make. Yeah, it looked like it. Wolf, what the fuck? What are you barking at? Dough's always your least favorite. Yeah. But fresh bread is so good. It is. I'm not gonna lie. My mom would make some biscuits from scratch. They were the best biscuits I ever had in my life. Whew. Yeah, she throw down on them biscuits, boy. I ain't gonna lie. I make my own bread and pasta. Every time? How much bread do you make in one go? Do you make enough to last, or does it go bad quick because it's not processed like the other shits? The hell? Yeah, shout out to my mama Hobbs, man. If you had to rank Crojo cookers just based off a guess, 1 Cam, 2 Devin, 3 Hobbs, 4 Adrian. Nigga. Cam, obviously. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I can cook better than Devin. And Adrian can probably cook better than Devin too. But Adrian could also probably cook better than me. So it'd probably go Cam, Adrian, Hobbs, Devin. Yeah. I usually make 2 loaves, roughly make it every 10 days. Okay. Damn. Every 10 days you making 2 loaves of bread. So you eat bread a lot. Okay. You have to. Every 10 days is crazy. Oh, you love them carbs. Well, then it makes sense.
passes the window pane test, but since we have to make 6 different colors and I don't want to make 6 different batches of dough, I am weighing and dividing this dough into 6 equal pieces, working with one at a time and keeping the rest covered. First I'm going to break it in half, place it in the jar of the food processor, ready the food coloring of my choice, and then with the food processor running, slowly drizzling a small amount of color down through the feed tube, then letting the dough process for about 45 seconds total, both evenly distributing the color throughout the dough and helping to develop gluten. Use the dough as a sort of sponge to pick up all the scraps, give it a sort of gestural kneading, and place it in a covered oiled bowl until nearly double in size.
That's damn good tech right there.
The remaining doughs, orange, red, indigo violet, and good old-fashioned green. Once everybody is well kneaded and tinted, it's time to let them rise. Cover everybody with plastic wrap and allow to bulk ferment at room temperature for 1 to 2 hours until visibly embiggened by anywhere from 50 to 100%. Next up, shaping. Go ahead and dig out the first color of your choice. I'm going with orange. Weigh it and divide that number precisely in half because each of these mini batches is going to yield 2 extra large slider buns, which I realize is an oxymoron. Go ahead and roll each portion into a nice, smooth, taut ball, lightly pressing down each to make sure that they don't end up too vertical, and arranging with plenty of space on a parchment-lined baking sheet before covering with oiled plastic wrap. Once again, leaving it to its own devices for 1 to 2 hours until nearly double in size. Then
you just sit them there? Wait, did he put them in the oven or did he just sit them on the table?
And arranging with plenty of space on a parchment-lined baking sheet before covering with oiled plastic wrap. Once again, leaving it to its own devices for 1 to 2 hours until nearly double in size.
They just did that on their own? They just rose on their own, just in this little shit here on the sheet with the plastic covering it. Bread rises, right? But I thought you had to put some heat to that bitch. Or is it any kind of higher temperature than what it was before? Like, it don't need that much heat to rise. Nah, different rising? You don't need the heat. It'll always rise if it's alive. It'll just take longer. Tuh. That's tough.
Then comes the sticky issue of sesame seed adhesion. I'm going with a water wash to keep things vegan and to prevent browning, but that's going to have all the sticking power of, well, water. So they're probably going to have all the staying power of my hairline. Either way, these guys are headed into a preheated 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for 15 to 18 minutes
crumbly?
until nicely puffed and set and registering between 195 to 205 degrees Fahrenheit at their thickest point. Allow to cool completely on the trays if they're on the lower end of that spectrum. Now onto the issue of vegan cheese-style products. Once again, I'm only making one of each of these burgers, so I don't want to make a huge amount of each different color of cheese. So I'm lining these muffin tins with oiled plastic wrap and using them as a vegan cheese-style product. Once again, I'm only making one of each of these burgers, so I don't want to make a huge amount of each different color of cheese. So I'm lining these muffin tins with oiled plastic wrap and using them as a mold for each color. For the cheese itself,
that's fucking smart.
There's 200 grams of rinsed cashews, 200 grams of refined coconut oil, 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of carrageenan, 25 grams of arrowroot powder, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 25 grams of nutritional yeast, 15 ml of lemon juice, 100 ml of sauerkraut or pickle brine, and 375 ml of cold water. This stuff's all getting blended.
Wait, so this is all for that damn cheese action? Has anybody ever made cheese? Has anybody ever made a cheese? Is this what he's doing? Or am I lost? This is him making cheese right now. Mozzarella is fun to make. Okay, so you've made this before. No? Regular cheese, yeah, but he's making vegan cheese. Okay, but is the process any different, vegan cheese than and not vegan cheese? Now it's just easier to buy at a store, have made butter though. What's up, Breezy J? Welcome to the stream, Brody. So he's got, what's at the very bottom? He's got some cashews off in there?
To together into rather a thick, pasty paste, for which you're probably going to need to enlist the help of your favorite blender stuffer, pureeing for at least 60 seconds on high speed with varying levels of difficulty until completely smooth. Next up, you're going to gently heat this on the stovetop until it reaches 180 degrees Fahrenheit. I can't seem to find footage of this, maybe I didn't hit record, but here's the stuff after it's been cooked, which I'm now distributing into each muffin cavity, where I'm going to proceed to tint it using a little bit of food coloring and a tiny whisk. This should hopefully yield 6 pucks of sliceable, meltable, colorful vegan cheese. Be covered and refrigerated at least 4 hours or up to overnight to set up the kappa carrageenan, hopefully giving it a bouncy cheese-like texture. Now, upon extraction, I discovered that the tiny whisk betrayed me and the cheese color was not as consistent as I had hoped, but
that's
it was delightfully sliceable, kept its shape, and was actually very cheesy. It definitely tasted funkier and cheesier than American cheese does, even though that's obviously not saying much. If you're going to make this yourself with food coloring for some reason, maybe just add the food coloring before putting it in the mold. Now onto the patty part of the pretty patty. Obviously there's a wealth of colors in nature that we can put to good use, but how do we turn them into veggie patties? So as you can see for that, I am preparing a litany of legumes, cooking these 3 different colors of lentils to their various states of doneness, draining a whole bunch of different colored beans, and peeling some purple potatoes. Normally I would just cover these with cold water and cook them like it was any other day, but we want to make these things as purple as possible. So we're going to cover them with cold water and cook them like it's any other day. But during the last 3 minutes of cooking, I'm going to add some thinly sliced purple cabbage, making sure that it's fully submerged before adding a
This is the patty, okay? Ain't no meat off in yonder way. There's no meat over here, okay? He's getting together that patty for us, slapped out on that pretty bun he put on there too. I'm more weirded out by the colored cheese than I am it's vegan. Why? It's just some damn dye. It's just some dye action. You need a protein in every meal. I'm sure he gonna throw some he not gonna throw no protein off in there. The cheese got the protein. The cheese has all the protein you need, bud. Or does it not because it's vegan? Damn. Red dye 35 is good for you. What? What do you mean it's good for you? What? Beans and tofu and stuff are protein. Okay. Okay, yeah, he's got all of that. Yeah, he's got all of that. He's definitely got beans for sure.
Teaspoon of baking powder, which uses science or magic or both to turn the cabbage and the cooking water a brilliant shade of blue. Definitely not totally necessary, but I wanted to try it out, and this seemed as applicable an application as I could apply it to. Go ahead and spread this out on a written baking sheet so that it can cool entirely before being fashioned into a burger. Also, corn.
Look at that corn.
Just corn. Now it's finally time to start prettying patties. The patty equation we decided to work with was 1 part cooked vegetable, in this case spinach, 1 part legumes, I'm using half green lentils, half edamame, half part the grain of your choice, I'm using brown rice, 1/4 part rice on that, ground oats for a binder, 1 tablespoon vital wheat gluten, and salt and pepper to taste. Pulse until a ground beef-like consistency is achieved, thickening with more rice, ground oats, or vital wheat gluten as needed. And there you have it, our green patty. Don't have super high hopes for this one. Let's try
the patty, y'all.
Yellow lentils, the aforementioned corn, ground oats, and brown rice. More excited about this one because it's basically just a fried corn cake. Then for orange, I'm going grated carrot for the vegetable, brown rice for the grain, and vital wheat gluten for the binder. Medium hopes for this one. I love carrots, but I've never described them as burger-like. Next,
imagine biting into a burger and it's just straight carrot action on that ass. Boy, if you don't get that bullshit out of my face, what? I can't do the carrots. Can't do it. I don't know if I could do the potatoes neither. Yeah, I don't know about that part. Now, I wouldn't say slap the chef. Maybe slap the person that handed you the plates. Unless you ordered it. If you ordered that, you're cooked.
Except for red, I'm going kidney beans.
They didn't make the food, that's fine. But they thought you wanted it. And why would you ever?
legume. What I know are going to be divisive sun-dried tomatoes for the vegetable, brown rice for the grain, and ground oats for the
Sun-dried
binder.
tomato?
Pulse until pebbly, and let's be honest, not red enough. So
This might be the best
patty
one.
where I cheat with a little bit of food coloring. So let's all just collectively pretend that we didn't see that. And then for purple, as you might have guessed, I'm going with peeled and grated beets. This, along with some differently colored pinto beans, produced a picture-perfect purple patty. Next up, our blue potatoes and cabbage are going to be accompanied by blue corn tortilla chips, brown rice and vital wheat gluten for a patty that I'm pretty sure is going to taste awesome. I mean, it's mostly potatoes and chips. So
Yeah,
there you
maybe
have
the
it,
blue
6
one will taste the
different
best.
veggie burger bases, each of which I'm going to press into 2-ounce patties the same width as our buns. The last bit of
What
prep
y'all
that now
think?
remains is the slicing of the vegan.
What color patty would y'all think tastes the best, bruh? Potato, maybe the potato might taste the best. Green? Hobbs, is it fat of me if at night when I'm hungry I will open up an app and place a hypothetical order? Oh. A hypothetical order. If it's not real food that you're ordering, then you're chilling. Blue or red? Yeah, I'm thinking either the blue or the red one. Yeah. I went vegetarian twice. He went vegetarian twice. Food is nowhere near as tasty without meat. I mean, come on now. No, we don't need that plaid, John. Leave that one at the crib.
And given that this stuff has the consistency of Play-Doh, it might be more about shaping than
Play-Doh?
slicing. Once you got your cheese, arts, and crafts ready to go, we can start slicing our buns. I wanted to make consistent, even cuts. And as it turned out, a coaster from today's sponsor was a perfect pedestal upon which to prop our bun. And of course, being French for bread. First things first, once our buns are sliced, we gotta toast them. I don't care what your burger's made of. I don't care what you're made of. You deserve a toasted bun. Once everybody's varying degrees of visibly golden brown, we're gonna make sure that our pan is nice and hot and well oiled. Considering that our patties have little to no fat of their own. As you can see, each patty browns at a different rate, so be sure to keep a close eye on crusts, especially if you're making 6 different kinds of veggie burgers at a time. Also use caution when flipping with all that excess oil in the pan. Once everything's fried up, it's time to color coordinate and serve each patty, bun, and cheese getting perfectly color matched before being placed on a large balsa wood artist palette in the same color, order, and orientation as presented by SpongeBob on the show. And there you have it.
Bro, do you eat this? Do you sit here, see him make it, and then take a bite out of any color of these? Do you even try with this? You would try one? You'll taste each one? Y'all bold, boy. Y'all bold. Nom that guy that laughed in his face. Yeah. I would use the Morningstar vegan taco meat. Vegan taco meat. That plant, John, huh? Out the ground with it. What they say? Mostly mushroom, but it was really good. Shout out to mushroom. Mushroom is pretty, meaty, I guess. Yeah. That's fair. I would not eat them. I don't think I would either. I might try the blue one, maybe. It just looks crazy, though.
But folks, pretty patties. Lots of
Eat
stuff to
one.
unpack here, so let's go one at a time.
Yeah,
I'm
eat
scared of
that.
losing even more sesame seeds, but we must take a look at these cross sections.
Get you some
First
ketchup,
up, the
maybe.
green pretty patty. And while this particular veggie burger was decidedly veggie-oriented in its flavors, it had a nice little crisp to it and played really well with the vegan cheese. Next up, the orange patty.
What it tastes?
Look at that cheese.
Is it good?
Melt. And this one was good. It didn't really taste like carrots, but not much like anything else either. Next up, the purple, violet, or mauve patty, which mostly just tasted like beets, which means I'm not going to eat it unless there's goat cheese. Next up, the yellow corn patty, which to my disappointment only barely tasted like corn. Next up, the indigo or midnight blue patty. This one I'm most excited about, and it's pretty good, but it really does just taste like a tortilla chip burger. Last up, the red.
A tortilla chip burger, bro. I'm not mad at that. I'd taste that. I would taste that. You know, that's not too bad. That's not too shabby right there. You tell me it's a tortilla burger, you might have me. I'm not gonna lie.
patty made from sun-dried tomatoes
Okay,
and beans.
the
Now,
red
this one
one.
at least kind of looks like cartoon meat, but it doesn't taste as much like sun-dried tomatoes as I had hoped. So let's rank them. First up, purple beets, not so great. Next up,
Okay.
yellow corn, about as bland a burger as ever there was.
Okay.
Almost the same story for the orange carrot burger. Then the
Fair.
red sun-dried tomato burger, a little bit more flavor, but still kind of disappointing. Then the blue burger, which was good, but maybe a little morally questionable. And then believe it or
Wow,
not,
morally questionable. Why? Because you used. Did he use the dye for this one, or was it the red one he used the dye for? Why did he say it was morally questionable? What was in the blue? Tortilla chips and like potatoes. Because it's blue. Blue is made with people? What the fuck?
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
What? No, that's Soylent Green? Soylent Blue. Excuse me? I think he just doesn't like it being a tortilla burger. Wait. So y'all are trolling. I was pescatarian for a few months. It was nice until I got some bad fish. Then I didn't want to touch the stuff again for a while. But I would go back to fish and chicken only again one day. But I would like to go back to fish and chicken again. Wow. What are you waiting for? Heck? Soylent Green is people is a movie quote. Really? Famous movie. Oh. Okay, so I'm just missing a reference. Oh, okay. Yeah, all right, that makes sense.
kind of disappointing. Then the blue burger, which was good, but maybe a little morally questionable. And then, believe it or not, I think the green was my favorite. It's a veggie burger that's not pretending to be anything other than just that, a veggie burger. But I think we can agree there's one thing that all these patties have in common. They are indeed pretty. Thanks again to Cash App. That's money. That's
Hey,
Cash App. Download.
Shout out to Binging with Babish with the pretty patties. Oh man. W video.